As you might have already guessed from the title, this video is going to be about how to break generational traumas. If you don't know what I mean by generational trauma is the phenomenon when you had a parent who did something to you that affected you negatively. This might have been abuse, like physically or verbally, or they might have done something that made you feel bad about yourself. But the problem is that you will only know that these took their toll on you is when you get into a relationship or when you start to raise a child. You get angry over something that is not normal. You get angry without any particular reason. You get triggered by certain words or the way the other person speaks to you. You don't even know why you get triggered by these things, but you do, which means that there is an unresolved trauma inside you. But quite the opposite can happen too. For example, you tolerate things that you are not supposed to. You might notice certain patterns. For example, your partner treats you just like your father or mother did, and you would call it love, even if somebody else would call it abuse. Because the funny part is, if there was a certain level of toxicity in your relationship with your parents, then there is a chance that you will get attracted to the same type of love that you receive from your parents. And you would call it love, even if somebody else would call it abuse. Because that's the love that you've been given from childhood. That's the love that you got used to. Therefore, you recognize it as love. For example, if your mother was emotionally cold towards you, it was hard for her to hug you, it was hard for her to say I love you, then chances are you will get attracted to people who are not into you. You will always find yourself fighting for their love because they won't give it to you easy. I hope there are some of you who recognize these patterns, because that's the very first step that you can do about it. Each time your inner voice screams at you that there is something wrong with me or with the other person in this relationship, then you better start wondering what could be the issue. Because if you ignore these things, then you plant a seed for your children that they will ripe. Because your children will be watching, they will see the dynamic that the parents have in their relationship, and they won't know why, but they will behave in the same way as you do when it comes to their relationships.